everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another wild, crazy, downhill edition of Crime and Sports. And this week, really not downhill. It would be more of a lap thing as we go back because it's a swimmer. So, or maybe down off a diving board, straight down to the bottom of the pool, we'll call it, whatever. We'll get into this. Before we do, though, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get all your merchandise. Get all your tickets for live shows. We're going to be for Small Town Murder, that is. We're going to be in Milwaukee on September 18th at the Pabst. We're going to be at the State Theater in Minneapolis on the 19th of September there as well in Minneapolis. So get your tickets for those. Then we're in Dallas, San Jose, Sacramento, Terrytown, Boston, all over the damn country. West Coast, Texas, Midwest. We got the whole country to cover still in our fall.
Yeah, East Coast
schedule.
Too. Goddamn.
We got it all. Yeah, East Coast, Midwest, Texas, California. So it's everywhere. They're doing that. Then, of course, listen to our other two shows. Listen to Your Stupid Opinions because it's hilarious. If you like the show,
sure is. Yeah.
You'll like Your Stupid Opinions. And also Small Town Murder. It's this except with a murder in a small town. It's great stuff. Check those out. And then get yourself Patreon as well. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing to do. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get every damn stitch of everything we put out, including as soon as you subscribe, you get about almost 400 back bonus episodes you've never heard before.
That's
immediately upon subscription. That's a lot. That's a big binge. That's a big feed to binge there. And then you get new ones every other week, too. We'll keep adding to it. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. That includes this week. We are very excited because this week we are going back to an episode for Small Town Murder we haven't done in a while for Patreon. It's Love After Lockup time. It's been a couple of years.
My.
We got back into this show hard recently, real hard, and holy shit did it get good again.
Boy, is it good.
It got so bad for a while, and then they went back to their roots, and now it's excellent again. So we're going to talk about Love After Lockup.
They chose to use people that aren't so hateable. And
not so hateable.
Incredibly
and people
boring.
And wanting to be like Instagram models and shit. I don't want that. I want a guy who's got like... His parole officer set him up with a ditch digging job, and now he's got to try to figure out how to deal with that. And this lady who doesn't want him to leave the house because she's jealous, and that's what I want. That's fun. Trying not to do meth. That's what I want.
I need him relapsing and stealing cars. That's what I want.
I'm not interested in your journey in becoming a rapper on Instagram. That doesn't on TikTok. That interests me zero. Anyway, Patreon.com. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get that. And this would be worth it. Besides all of that, you get everything we put out with your Patreon, all ad-free as well, all the regular episodes.
Crazy.
Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, both Small Town Murders, all ad-free. And you get a shout-out at the end of the show where Jimmy will fuck your name all up for you. Don't you worry about that.
Absolutely.
That said, let's do this with our Jackass of the Week here. It's an Australian, so that's fun. Yeah, this is Scott Andrew Miller. Scott Miller. Okay. You've never heard of him because he's a swimmer. And who the hell has heard of any swimmer besides Michael Phelps, really? Like in the last 20 years.
And they're American.
Last 20 years, I've heard of one.
Yeah.
And then before that. Ryan Lochte. Yeah, he's so doing other shit like getting in trouble and being a fuck up that I forgot that's what he did. I thought he was a snowboarder, to be honest with you. I didn't even know he was a swimmer. Okay.
Same
and then before that,
somehow.
Before that, Mark Spitz. And that's it. Those are the only swimmers we've ever heard of in the history of the fucking world. Oh, Greg Louganis also.
And we
know him because he had AIDS. It's in a pool. I'll count it. He had to swim to get back up to the top or he would have drowned. So I'll give him that. Anyway, Scott Andrew Miller here. He is born February 21st, 1975 in Manly, New South Wales, Australia. The town of Manly. Here he is. His sport is swimming, and his big event is the butterfly.
Oh.
That's sweet. Mighty sweet of him there. He's got a lot of medals from all sorts of shit that we'll get into here.
It's a hard stroke.
It's a hard. He's a real good stroker. This guy strokes himself awfully well.
Because you got to get your whole body out of the water. You know what I mean? And then
you need lotion for that one. I think the butterfly stroke. You need some lotion, or else you're gonna get
you can't one-legged kick
chafed.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
No.
It's two legs.
Yeah.
And if you use
like
one, you're DQ'd.
Yeah. No, it's like you have to act like a fish. Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah. And he's got a mother named Jenny and a sister named Nicole. I don't think his dad's around very much here. His youth is heavily centered on competitive swimming from a young age. Oh. Swimming is one of those things you have to get into pretty early.
Right.
Usually. You don't just pop up in like the 10th grade and all of a sudden you're a great swimmer. Unless you're some kind of amazing athlete. But just in general, you find it's people that have been doing it. So it's like golf. Like you have to do it from the time you're pretty
It's also a fascinating sport because the statistic for people that go to college for it, it's in like the upper 80s, 90% of if you do it in high school and you stick through it you go to college for it. It's an amazing stat.
There's a bunch of athletic scholarships that you could probably, if your kid's half coordinated, could walk one foot in front of the other, can get a good chance of it. And it's weird sports that you don't think about because they're not glorious, like swimming, bowling. You know how many bowling scholarships there are? People don't realize it. Because the athletes play good athletes play basketball, football, baseball. They don't play bowling, or swimming or whatever. So in general, it's a place you could sneak in there. He grew up in the Northern Beaches area, I guess, around here. He joined a swimming club where he received guidance from a coach named Barry Prime. His mother was very supportive, drove him to real early morning training sessions at the pools and all that. That's another thing. Any Olympian has a tired parent with a car with a lot of fucking miles on it. Every Olympian. You can't just be good and do it on your own. You have to have parents willing to help or else you'll never get there.
And if I could tell anybody in a cold climate area of a sport to get your kids into, this is it. In a hot climate, this is fucking miserable. And I say that as a dad who went to swim meets for a decade.
When your son was in it.
Pissed off all day.
Hot as fire. I remember, you'd be angry because it's so hot and they're hours long and holy shit. Yeah. His mom would basically drop him off and then sleep in the car waiting for him. And then he'd come out when he was done, he'd come out, wake her up, and they'd drive home. That's how it had to be because she was so tired. His sister was also, I think into swimming as well. But he was... The butterfly stroke is what he concentrated on early, and that became a signature event. By the time he's a teenager, he's got a natural talent for these sprint butterfly events. So that's what he's into. Very regimented, very into the competition. Doesn't do a lot of normal kid stuff. Doesn't go and hang out with his friends and eat pizza and do shit like that. He's into swimming. Yeah. So he's just training. That's basically all he's doing. He's not really making a lot of friends. He's just doing swimming shit here. He is described later as having, quote, an unorthodox and lonely youth where he missed out on school and on making friends and lacked the usual academic and emotional support of teenage years. That's in a document later on.
Swimming is an isolated thing because you're not you're on a team and everybody's doing something different, but your opponent is the fucking clock. That's it.
It's you. There's a lot of sports that's fucking pretty much golf, bowling, any of those kind of sports you're against yourself, really. There's nobody trying to block your thing from happening.
Yeah, you can do that with three other dudes at the same rate, you know what I mean? On the same hole. When you're swim meet, it's just you in the pool. Well, it's against the clock.
That's the same thing with golf, though. Nobody's trying to block your ball or anything. You have full access to everything, and you're just trying to get a certain score. You're not playing against anybody. Their performance is irrelevant to you in bowling or golf.
But they're all at least walking around with you all day. A swim meet is very isolating.
Yeah, but they're all, like with the races, they're all in the pool at the same time.
But not your same team.
Next to each other. You know what I mean? No, but I mean, the people you're competing against are, next to you. It's the same thing as a race. I mean, a race, honestly, is there's a guy next to you, but he's not stopping you from running faster, so it's really a race against yourself. Unless there's somebody actively blocking you, like basketball or, baseball or soccer or sport like that, then it's really pretty much an individual on your own.
But then even with any of those other things, they kind of involve each other with their, together. You can go to the driving range together. When you're swimming, It's crazy how isolated it really is. It's almost like one-man sport.
Well, with golf, you can't get more isolated than literally standing by a tee alone by yourself in the middle of a field. Like, you can't get any more isolated.
But you're driving around all day with 3 other guys.
Yeah, even bowling. Stand up there with everybody watching you, and you're the only guy going, that's fucking, you're pretty isolated. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's only you going up there. There's no distractions. Same sport. So I think they're all just, you have to have a certain mindset of blocking everything out and focusing, I would think, right?
Yeah.
I guess. He did all of this, and with this comes some mental health challenges that begin as a teenager.
Right.
A lot of times he's homesick because he's got to do they travel a lot for these tournaments and things. And but early in the 90s, he emerges as a pretty prominent figure in the Australian swimming scene while he's still a teenager here. Oh yeah, he was. We was spotted in junior competitions in Sydney where everybody saw how good he was at the butterfly event. So in 1993, he's in the Pan Pacific Swimming Championships in Kobe, Japan. Oh, man. He wins a silver in the 200-meter butterfly. So apparently that's his jam. Okay. And then I guess his team gets a bronze in the 4x100-meter relay medley relay. He also competed in other events, the 100-meter butterfly. He didn't medal in that one, but it helped establish him as one of the promising young butterfly specialists out there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my old job. I was, got a little shoulder achy there. I had to retire from the butterfly.
Butterfly is something else.
So he has a big deal, though. He's only, 18 at that point. So
wow,
he becomes
he's a phenom at this already.
A big shot, among the swimming circles here. In 1994, at the Commonwealth Games, as the British gets, I love how they get everybody together. Of hey, everybody we used to own, come on in here. Everybody whose land we've raped and pillaged and people we've fucking subjugated. Come on over.
Got our leader on your money.
And show how good you swim. Yeah, everybody, all those people. So 94 Commonwealth Games, he gets a gold in the 100-meter butterfly, a gold.
That's so wild.
Yeah, a gold in the 4x100 medley relay, a silver in the 200-meter butterfly, and a bronze in the 200-meter backstroke. Jesus Christ. That's a big deal.
I bet he was swimming butter in the
swimming butter.
Relay. Swimming fly, I don't know.
That is a great phrase. What are you doing? Just swimming butter? That's like burning coal or whatever they call it. Fucking
training butter.
I gotta put swimming butter. I gotta write that. That's something. I don't know what it is, but I gotta remember that.
I think they call it swimming fly, but
swimming butter. So the 100-meter butterfly, he finished in 54 seconds and 54.39 seconds.
Yeah. That seems quick.
That's faster than I could probably do it, I would imagine. Sounds like a long way.
Across Olympic, that's a long way.
100 meters is long. It's like a football field. Swim a football field in less than a minute? That seems
feet.
Pretty impressive to me. So the silver, I'm not going to get into those times, but he's got really good speed. And basically now they're looking at him as having potential to be on the international stage, Olympics, sort of thing. He dominates 1995, winning multiple national championships in various butterfly disciplines. And at the Pan Pacific Swimming Championships in Atlanta in 1995, he gets the gold in the 100-meter butterfly and the gold in the 200-meter butterfly.
Dang, he swims far.
He will fuck your butterfly up.
Any butterfly you want to swim, he'll beat you at it.
Out butterfly your punk ass any day of the week in this fucking pool.
Butter the shit out of you.
Butter the shit out of your fly. 4x100 medley relay, they got a silver. But that's a relay, so it's not just him. So
yeah, that relies on three other guys.
Yeah, everybody's
breast, free, and back. Yeah.
All those people. That's pretty funny. You send out. That seems so like, it's the weirdest, pickiest thing. Like, imagine watching somebody swim and being like, that's the wrong stroke. He kicked. And you'd be like, who cares? Shut the fuck up. He's trying not to drown. You know what I mean? I don't get it. It's so weird.
Yeah. I forget the order they do them in, but the last guy swims free, so that's why it's exciting because you got 3 people going back across the pool. You got the butter, the fly, whatever.
Yeah.
Then the breaststroke, and
the last
then
guy
back.
Does whatever
and
he
then,
wants.
No, it's in order, a specific order. You got 3 different people.
Yeah.
Or 4 different people, and the 4th guy swims free. So
what's that? Anything goes?
Freestyle. It's freestyle swimming.
You
you
can
can do whatever the fuck you want, but everybody
want.
just swims like a madman, like normal swimming. You know
like
what I mean?
you'd normally swim to be the fastest you could swim. Yeah,
right. Because that's going to be the one that kicks ass.
That's going to be the fastest one. It's the most effort too to put into it. So that's you're kicking and fucking swimming. You're doing everything there.
But it is wild to watch when there's 3 or 4 of the teammates that are all on freestyle at the last. So like their third relay coming back. I think their third relay is back. Yeah, the third person coming back is in backstroke. So when you've got 3 guys going in backstroke together and then their last teammate is diving off to swim free, it's just splashing. It's fucking crazy. Especially when they're 8 or 9. It's fucking adorable and exciting.
Before that, it sounded like you were talking about a bathhouse experience you had at one point. And then you added 8 or 9, which made it worse. And I was like, oh, no, that's not good.
That's when it gets real dirty.
That's when it gets filthy. When the 9-year-olds show up, things really get
illegal.
That's when things really get cooking. Now, they're apparently in Atlanta. He spends a night in jail. Welcome to America, Chief. Spend a night in jail in Atlanta. Atlanta's a wild fucking city.
If you want to get
played there
debaucherous, Atlanta's a good place to find it.
It is there. It is.
Yeah.
You will just look up the Gold Club and all that shit and all the any like athletics, any athletic sexual scandal somehow has like at least its core comes from Atlanta somehow. It's the weirdest fucking horniest town in the world.
Yeah.
So that night, apparently he intervened in a fight outside of a nightclub, which, fuck do you care? Stay out of it. Mind your business. He didn't learn that very American.
Unless a woman got punched.
Even then, I'm Australian. I'm in another fucking. This is none of my fucking concern or business. Like,
Australians love to fight.
Oh, I know, but if I'm in a foreign country and people are, this is not my business. This is not my place to intervene. I don't want to go to jail in a country I'm not from. I'm not going to start fighting people. So guess if you see me walking down the street in some other country, ladies, and you get punched, I ain't helping you. Don't expect me to.
Yeah.
On home turf, I'll protect you. I'll get in there. But in foreign land, you're on your own. I don't know what goes on over there. It's not my problem.
Yeah. I don't know your due process around these parts, New South Wales. So I don't know if I punch a guy for punching a girl. I don't know if
that might be more illegal. Might be more illegal because you don't know in that country. It's like, well, that was his wife. He's allowed to punch her, and you're like, what are you talking about? You don't know the country you're in. Who the fuck knows?
He was self-defending.
Yeah,
well, he's got to self-defend against me too. Then
she was nagging, and he punched her. That's how we do things here. You came in and made it an assault. This is crazy. I don't want to get involved in that. I don't know. So
she gaslit him.
Yeah, we don't know. So he ends up spending a night in jail outside at a nightclub. So we don't know what happened there. Anyway, later that year, he does the FINA World Swimming Championships in Rio de Janeiro, and he earned the gold in the 100-meter butterfly, recording a championship record time of 52 seconds and 52.38 seconds.
Wow.
Which kicks ass there. And a silver in the 200-meter butterfly there, which she was probably just tired from going so fast on the first one.
It's got to be exhausting.
It has to be. He is basically also training intensely this whole time. He's got the most elite coaches in Australia. I mean, he is on the fast track to the Olympics here. They're emphasizing improvements in speed and technique and, trying to take any hitches out of his, like a good batting coach does with a batter. You're wasting some energy here, wasted motion, that kind of shit. 1995 in Rio, he does very well. It positions him as a huge contender for the Olympics, which, by the way, are where in 96, Jimmy?
Atlanta,
where he has learned a very valuable lesson. Mind your fucking business is what he's learned.
Do not fight in Atlanta.
So he is selected for the Australian Olympic swim team following his standout performance at the 96 Olympic trials held in Sydney, where he set a new national record for the 100-meter butterfly with a time of 52.78 seconds. And that got him his Olympic spot, which it should. It's a record.
He's the fastest ever in Australia.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So these Olympics here, he competed in 2 events here. He enters the games as an underdog, actually, in the men's 100-meter butterfly, which is a very competitive event, apparently.
Yeah, I bet it is.
He was not the favorite by any stretch, because there was the defending world champion, Denis Pankratov.
Oh, yeah. Dan Tonsilski didn't make it.
No, old Pankratov is in there. Obviously a hero of every young boy growing up in the 90s. I know you had like Charles Barkley poster, and then Pankratov was right next to it, right? In your bedroom. Like, there he is, butterflying away. But I guess everybody was looking at this guy as the underdog, Miller. They're looking at him as like, he's young, he's the upstart, he's pretty fast. They're like, he's a fun little underdog contender to talk about here. So in the 100-meter butterfly, Miller advanced to the finals after setting an Olympic record of 52.89 seconds in the semifinals. So ripped it. In the final on July 24th, he delivered a personal best 52.53 seconds to claim the silver medal, finishing 0.26 seconds behind, guess who?
Tonsilski.
Mr. Pancreatitis over here.
Yeah.
With Vladislav Kulikov of Russia taking the bronze, of course. Because, if you got Pankratov, Kulikov is right next to him, obviously. He's in the background in that poster, right? Just kind of still in focus. You can see him. Kulikov. 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 So this is
he and Smirnoff together make a beautiful drink.
Oh, well, you mix that and put a little. You need a slice of lime though in that, or it's not going to be as good as it could be. So the performance was Australia's first individual swimming medal at these Olympic Games in Atlanta, and showcased that Miller is kind of a badass here, because at one race he surged from behind in the final 25 meters, so got the crowd going. The crowd gets super into that swimming.
Fucking heck.
Bunch of guys can't see who's who. All you see is a cap and some frothy water. Oh, that's exciting. Can't wait to watch that more.
If there's 8 people in the pool, there's at least 8 moms that are real excited.
Real excited, exactly. Everybody else has no idea what's going on. They put the flags on their little caps because that's all you could fucking see. They should put them on their ass, too.
Any of the Olympics with
no. Not a fucking second of that horse shit.
There's a crowd of people, James. A crowd of people. And obviously he's the best Olympian to ever live. So they're focusing real hard on every swimming event. And this enormous crowd, the only person they're zoomed in on is this fucking mom.
The only one who really cares about any of this lady.
Mama Phelps.
Mama Phelps.
Ryan Lochte's mom, not a fucking stitch of screen time, but Mama Phelps, I know what that woman looks like.
She's on there the whole fucking time, I bet. Oh, my God. So Miller here, he also anchored the butterfly leg for Australia in the 4x100 medley relay final. And so they did that. They finished with a national record time, earning a bronze behind the U.S. and Germany.
Nice.
So he comes home with a silver medal for his own 100-meter butterfly and a bronze for the relay. I'm going to say this. Let's go Grace.
He's at the Olympics. That's a big deal.
He won a silver. We're calling Grace right here. What do you say, everybody? This is only downhill from here.
All right.
Okay. Now he gets the silver, and it's a big deal. Obviously, he's 21. He won the silver. He he's doing great. They also said that it was controversial what Pankratov was doing.
Oh, yeah.
They said he swam more than a third of the race underwater, which I didn't know you were allowed to do.
That's what you're supposed to. So the idea is when you don't swim underwater, like you don't get underwater and do the stroke. The idea is on the dive, you want to get, at least halfway across the pool before you come up. Because that glide, you're going faster than any swimming motion you could ever do.
Well, yeah, once you hit water, you have a shitload of resistance. It's way more resistance than air. Yeah.
And if you streamline, you can go further than anybody any stroke that they're doing, you're going to go further than that.
Yeah,
that's the idea.
Through the air, you're going to go away. Yeah, you turn yourself into a missile. Yeah.
He got 2/3 across the pool underwater?
They said he swam more than a third of the race underwater. So I think I don't know.
Okay,
like I said, I didn't know that was allowed. Anyway.
What is that, breast?
What?
That's breast? Because, you go under.
Butterfly.
And then
this is the butterfly.
Say again?
It's his event, the butterfly, Pankratob.
Yeah.
You know Pankratov's a butterflyer. Come on, dude. He was your hero. You know this.
Seems like you can't do that.
You know Jordan played the 2. What are we talking about? Ken Griffey Jr. was in center field, Jimmy, obviously.
Yeah.
So he is pissed. Miller is pissed about his silver medal and sees it as a failure. Sees it as a huge failure and throws it in the garbage. Doesn't want it.
Doesn't even. You're going to pay taxes on that, buddy. You better pull that out of there.
He threw it away. His mother retrieved it out of the garbage because she's like, well, I'll put it on the refrigerator. This is crazy. I drove you to a fucking million things. I'm getting something out of this, and if it's this fucking thing, then fine. Now,
there's not chocolate inside that.
No. Here's something from an article that I think is hilarious because what our show is. Quote, the Australians saw the silver as a failure, and it triggered a spiral that would last decades, culminating in what is one of the biggest falls from grace in Australian sporting history. That sounds like we wrote that for the podcast description for this week. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll just copy and paste that as the podcast description.
He got a silver medal and was like, I'm going to tank this whole motherfucker.
And he's 26 he's 21. He's 21.
A young man.
Prime.
Yeah.
Feeling good. You take that silver medal out and you fucking dangle it right above your zipper for the next fucking 5 years, and you're going to get, you are going to be
That's
swimming
Australian mistletoe
Australian
as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're in. So they're going to be coming from the outback for you. They're going to hopping in on the backs of kangaroos for your ass. Look for
dusty blowjobs.
Hunt you down. Tons of dusty blowjobs. So after the 96 Olympics, he became pretty popular, especially in Australia. Because let's face it, these swimmers, he's 21, they all are like in good shape and do everything with their shirts off. So if they're half attractive and famous, the women tend to enjoy them quite a bit and like them and want to party with them. And he's known for that. So he gets all this fame and starts to really like that fame and love the party lifestyle as well.
Oh.
He's not a guy who sowed any wild oats, his junior year of high school through his sophomore year of college or something. He didn't have that. He just has never done it.
Butter in the pool.
That's it. Yeah. It's been a butter party since day one. So apparently, he is at some point he tests positive for marijuana on a test. Oh, which honestly. And this is an obvious thing. This is not some profound statement, but anything you're doing that fucks your lungs up should not be disallowed in a swimming event. It's not making your arms or legs stronger, but it is fucking up your lungs. So there's no.
Greg Giraldo did.
Yeah, it's an
5 minutes on
25-year-old joke. It's stupid.
Yeah, about how it's like it shows that you can still be the best Olympian ever and smoke a little weed.
Yeah, because Michael Phelps did that. And then there was that snowboarder they caught, and that was like, obviously, duh, he's a fucking snowboarder. What are you talking about? You got to be stoned to do that crazy shit, number one.
He's wearing baggy pants and boots in summertime to sign autographs.
He's got a hat on that's a beanie that says mean people suck on it. What are we talking about?
With a bill that's sideways.
Yeah, this is what
he smokes weed.
He smokes weed. So he's banned for 2 months from Olympic or whatever competitive amateur swimming competing. He protests the suspension but serves it anyway. 2 months. So November 27th, 1997. So just over a year off of his, fame-making victorious silver medal here. He is now contesting an allegation of drug taking. That's the marijuana here. He said it was a test made some months ago, this is his attorney, when he was out of training with a shoulder injury. We'll be defending it vigorously. Does that mean he should be able to just smoke weed while he's got a shoulder injury, I guess? Maybe?
He wasn't even competing, therefore it doesn't matter
so
what
who cares what he was doing? And that was from 2 months ago. Test him now. Yeah. The Olympic Australian Olympic Committee President John Coates said that 3 athletes returned positive tests for banned substances, but gave no further details. Earlier this year, Miller was expelled from the Australian Institute of Sport for missing too many training sessions. So he's been fucking off and partying a bit here.
Yeah, he's smoking weed and sitting on his ass.
Yeah, so that's what's going on here. I guess he's got what the paper calls a, quote, niggling shoulder injury. That's a very British word there. That is not a word you'd throw around in America on a regular basis.
No, sir.
After he said the injury came after intervening in the fight outside the nightclub. So it has ramifications. This is why you mind your own fucking business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in a nightclub, too, you don't know anybody's relationships. You don't know what they're on. You don't know what kind of weapons they have. Stay the fuck out of it.
Precipitated this.
Yeah. You're in a nightclub. Guess what there are there? Bouncers. You see somebody hit their girlfriend. Go get that big beefy guy who's been waiting to beat the shit out of somebody for the last 3 days because that's his only job. It's boring otherwise. Yeah. Otherwise, it's boring.
He's sober and can negotiate this and understand when it's time to punch people.
Fuck yeah. Plus, when you're a bouncer, your job, I did this for 2 years, your job is to stand there and watch everybody. So when you're watching everybody, you're picking out who are assholes. You can see it.
Yeah.
It's that guy's overly drunk. That dude's an ass. Because you're waiting for people to fuck up. You see a guy.
That girl's with him but keeps touching all these dudes. That's going to be a problem.
That's going to be a problem. You're literally waiting to see if events come forth and shit like that.
Sizing it all up.
You notice these people. So the bouncers probably noticed this guy. Go tell them. What are you getting involved with it for, swimmer guy? What are you doing? You're
going to have an injury that does some horrible things.
No shit. So upon returning from the suspension, he attempts a comeback, competing in a select domestic meets, different ones, but fails to achieve any real results. He's kind of sucks now. So Miller says, 97, 98, I was trying to do both, be a party boy and a swimmer. A party boy.
Did this injury just ruin everything?
I'm a little party boy. It seems like the Olympics ruined everything. When he showed up and people knew who he was in the rest of the world and people wanted to interview him, he was just like, this is great. Because those guys get invited to like really cool parties too. Like
I believe that.
Celebrity parties and shit like that. Like he was, that could overwhelm a 21-year-old very easily.
Oh, yeah.
I would have been a monster at 21 if I had any of that.
If you gave me any sort of praise for anything.
If we had what we have now, the equivalent of a Netflix show, when I was 21, I would have...
In 2001?
I would have killed myself somehow. Whereas now we just see it as a burden. Now we don't sell. We literally see it as, oh, for fuck's sake, we got to record so many of these. We see it as like this soul-crushing burden. But then we would have seen it as the greatest thing in the people recognize me.
I was buying black market dick pills, and I had friends that did IVs. I would have figured out a way to mainline black market dick pills and whiskey.
Oh my God. I would have been a mess. Yeah. I would have been just awash in women and weed smoke. It would have been disgusting. Horrifying.
A rock hard boner and
whole time.
I would have had a driver everywhere.
A rock hard boner that you're too drunk to thrust. That's what would have been your problem.
Too drunk to beat.
Beat, thrust, do anything. Well, shit, we're assuming things are going well, so you've got live women near you.
Yeah.
So he said, money gets thrown at you and things quickly change.
Yeah?
Yeah. He said, you go to things and you don't know why you're going to them. You're doing it for someone else. His best friend at the time, an Olympic gold medalist named Chris Feidler, he says, following the 96 Olympics, Miller was a superstar in Australia and not just in the sporting world. So he became a mainstream guy.
Yeah.
You know, our athletes here, usually the gold medal winners do become semi-mainstream, especially if it's in an event that anyone cares about. Think of Mary Lou Retton or people like that, you know what I mean, who became major celebrities, and you know, Nancy Kerrigan, I mean, that was only because she got her knee beaten in, but still.
Right.
Ice skaters.
It's fascinating, too, how they become these big names, and you always recognize the name, but the money stops at some point. I think Mary Lou Retton died fucking broke.
Yeah, no, the money stops at some point. At some point, there's no more... the mall openings dry up after all that shit. Like all that goes downhill till we get to like nothing here. Now, a lot of these people do is they parlay whatever their sport is into having some training center where they overcharge parents who feel guilty because they don't have the time to spend with their kids, so they buy them training instead.
And they unfortunately didn't bestow them any athletic prowess, so they at least put them in front of somebody that did.
Which is why their dad's a hedge fund manager, not an Olympic swimmer. And so anyway, this guy said that it went crazy. He said you couldn't walk down the street without someone recognizing him. If you went to a nightclub, he wouldn't be waiting in queues. He became a mainstream, like a movie star level celebrity, which will fuck up. And this happened literally overnight.
Yeah.
If he swam 2 seconds worse and came in fourth, none of this happens. Nobody knows about him. Nobody cares about him. Literally 2 seconds later, nobody gives a shit who he is. But because he was 2 seconds faster, the world loves him. So that's tough. He, like we said, he was dismissed from the training center for missing training sessions. And basically training doesn't become his primary objective anymore.
No.
1997, he was named, I don't know what Clio is, maybe it's a magazine or something, Clio Bachelor of the Year.
That's great.
Bachelor, imagine in your country of origin, you are the Bachelor of the Year at 22 years old. How many STDs would you have had?
Holy.
My dick would have fallen off by 25, just rotted away to nothing probably. I wouldn't have known how to control that.
I don't know that I'd wash it before the next person got it.
No. And you'd be telling them about it too. Hey, watch out. There's still some stank on my hang down. So if you want to
be careful.
Might want to
still smell funny.
Might want to take a wet one to it or something first. I don't know. It's up to you. You do what you want.
Dip it in the whiskey.
Yeah, just dip it. Then he meets his soon-to-be wife, the fashion editor and future host of Australia's Next Top Model, Charlotte Dawson. So hot, in other words.
Yeah.
Hot. This, because now he's in a celebrity relationship, makes him even more famous now.
Now he's half of a power couple.
Oh, it blew him up, man. He's on magazines, New Idea, Women's Day, Clio, the couples everywhere. They're the hottest couple in Australia here. Miller said he saw her as a strong woman and she proposed to him.
Really?
That's a strong move. He said, though, that he wasn't in it for all the right reasons at the time.
What does that mean?
I think he was just in it.
He was in it just for the power couple part?
Either that or, he doesn't like her that much, but she's hot and famous and, makes him look pretty cool. So
I can get 12 of you.
Yeah. I mean, hot, famous people are usually assholes. So
generally.
You know what I mean? They don't ever have to not be assholes. So it's a tough life for them, especially women of that time, because they've always been treated wonderfully by everybody. Everybody, can I get that for you? Can I do that for you? Everybody's trying to help them and do things for them and all that kind of shit. Whereas
hoping that they'll touch something on them.
Yeah, at least even if you're a handsome guy, at least all the guys still treat you like shit. The girls might like you, but the guys don't care. They might treat you worse because you're handsome. Look at you, you handsome fucking loser. You know what I mean? They want to beat you up and shit. Make you less handsome and call you.
But gals do that too, right? Like women get.
Yeah, but there's also
she thinks she cute shit.
But they cower also from them.
All right,
that's the other thing.
Don't yell at me.
There's the women handle it many different ways. Who knows? But I think it goes many different ways there. So now there's a broadcaster named Alan Jones, and he was a mentor of Miller and Fiedler or whatever his name is, his friend. I guess they were living in a warehouse that Jones owned so they could be near the training base at Sydney University. The two swimmers were living in a warehouse. Miller says Jones had become controlling and even pushed for a change of manager as well. So this guy is like a mentor and he's telling him what to do. And he's saying he wants him to change managers to Harry M. Miller. And Scott says that cost him money doing that.
Oh.
So the wife, Miller said, quote, Charlotte didn't take any shit from him, meaning this guy, the mentor guy. And he said it made her even more attractive to me. She wouldn't let him control me, whereas prior I felt he had this control over me somehow. For whatever reason, I just saw it as a way to fix the situation that was becoming uncomfortable.
What's he going to do?
So 1999, he marries this Charlotte woman here in April of 99 in a huge, this isn't a hidden wedding. This is a Taylor Swift wedding here. A lavish, high society thing.
At the Sydney Opera House.
Huge media attention. I wouldn't be on top of it, so you could see it from sea. On the roof. So everyone can see.
They stood on one of those peaks of that thing that comes off the side of it.
That way they can line the boats up, the yachts, like they do in the islands for New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? All the billionaires go to Malta and shit, or wherever it is. Amalfi. That's where they go. Sorry, not Malta.
Oh, the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah, they go there and dock their shit. So, anyway, this is a big deal. She's a TV star. He's a national sports hero. Mm-hmm. Big deal. People are fascinated with them. They're the big glamour couple. In 2000, here, the Sydney 2000 Olympics here, he's tried to get back into Olympic shape.
Yeah.
And get his shit together. Now, when he first met his wife, he wasn't really swimming much. He was partying and had an injured shoulder and was smoking weed and all that. But now he's got to go back to full-time swimming mode, and he wants to win the gold this time.
Yeah, you got to represent your country on your home turf.
You got to right the wrongs. Yeah, it's the Sydney Olympics. He trains intensely, but at the national trials, he has subpar performances and finishes outside the top 2 in the 100-meter butterfly, therefore not qualifying for the games.
There's 2 other guys better than you now.
Yep, Michael Klim and Jeff Hugel have overtaken him. With ugly names like that, they'll never be national celebrities. So he's
can't let Jeff
Hugel and Michael Klim with a K. Klim.
They both sound like they're trying to clear their throat.
They're not fucking any models, so they have to concentrate on swimming. They don't have any parties to go to or anything like that.
Even if they win with names like that, they might not get any trim.
That's what I mean. Jeff Hugel's here, everyone. Everybody's pussy's dripping now. Jeff Hugel just walked through the door. Drier than the Outback when Michael Klim comes through the door there.
Does it feel like there's an Olympic-sized swimming pool in your pussy? You're so wet.
They snap shut when Klim walks through that door. Holy shit, like a bear trap.
Yeah. No clam for Clem.
Yeah. So Scott says about his marriage, quote, when the focus shifted and I wasn't the handbag, when I wasn't keen to go to the opening of an envelope, she didn't know how to handle it.
Oh.
Because he was her arm candy, and now he's like, I got to train. And she's like, there's an event tonight. There's some awards thing. And he's like,
an envelope's being opened.
Yeah, got to swim, babe. Don't know what you're talking about. He said, she didn't understand how I could become a completely different person and thought I was having affairs and ringing my coach, seeing where I was because he was at training.
Oh, she's doing that?
She thought he's having affairs. She's calling the coach going, is he there now? Is he in the pool?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So the marriage starts to fall apart. But he's starting to swim better, and he feels like 2004, he's got another shot here.
Right.
So that's good. He's concentrating. Then he's walking down the stairs in like flip-flop shoes there, and he apparently slips and falls and broke his foot.
Oh, no.
Apparently here. Yeah. So that's a problem. He's unable
Those are so popular, just wear all over the place.
I can't
in the
imagine
summertime,
that.
especially in Arizona. It's the Mandels epidemic is crazy.
I've gone over this 20 times. Put your fucking feet away. Guys,
it's just there's
not a human on earth
it's
that
growing,
wants to see your fucking feet. Oh, it's everywhere. They wear them everywhere now. I don't want to see your feet. I'm in the grocery store and I'm like, I don't even want what I had picked out already because I'm disgusted by the fucking your hairy man feet.
Are out.
Fucking put your feet
fucking
away.
Dogs away.
Put them away in public. In your house, go crazy. In public, put your fucking feet away. Nobody wants to see them.
Go do your landscaping. Ugh. Fuck around by your pool. Do that with your fucking toes out.
What kind of a fucking man are you? What if something happens? What if there's somebody tries to fight you or something? You're going to slip around your flip-flops trying to fight him like a fucking asshole? What if there's a fire or there's a mass shooter and you got to rush your kids out of somebody flip-flopping away? Put some fucking sneakers on so you can do things in the world.
What if there's some stairs in your day? Miller just found out.
Fucking insane. So he breaks his foot walking down some stairs. And I blame the shoes completely.
Deserved.
2000 comes and he gets a divorce.
Oh, no.
He's been married. Marriage lasted less than a year.
Ooh.
Yikes. He, during this, though, he definitely got a lot more connections in the entertainment industry and all that due to his wife. He's been at every party. He's been at every awards. He's been at everything.
She's hot.
Yeah. He blamed the marriage breakup on his failure to make the Olympic team. Like she was like, oh, you're a loser now. I think.
His inability to navigate stairs.
And couldn't quite get down those stairs. Maybe it's his fucking footwear. Maybe you should put some goddamn shoes on and she would like you more.
I might get the ick if the girl I'm dating tumbled downstairs.
I think I'd feel bad. For a woman and your guy is like an athlete and you're looking at him a certain way and he can't even walk downstairs and you're like, yeah.
If we're like a power couple and we're like the best people this country has to offer and I watch her tumble downstairs, I might be like, maybe there's someone better.
I'd find it kind of endearing, honestly. I don't know why. I'd find it kind of cute.
You can't do that.
My God, it's adorable as I scrape her up off the floor. Look at that. Look at you. Clumsy. That's funny.
You're bleeding.
Let's get you to the hospital, honey. Come on, let's go. So he moved to Melbourne now.
Yeah.
And starts working as the Saturday night resident DJ in the Heat nightclub at the Crown, or at Crown.
Oh, no.
This is going to go well. He's not going to be taking fucking Molly and getting 2 blowjobs under the fucking turntables, is he? I don't think so, right? At times
he's early to the douchebag party, though.
He is. He's cutting edge of the douchebag culture. He's joined by the actor Daniel McPherson often. I don't know who that is. He's Australian, I assume.
Is he not famous? That feels famous.
I mean, there's Elle Macpherson.
Maybe that's what
I think.
Maybe that's the McPherson.
Yeah. Otherwise, we don't know a lot of Australians until they start doing American movies. Really. Around that time, he started designing jewelry.
All right.
And met television presenter and actress Holly Brisley, whom he dated for a little bit.
Okay.
So he's still trying to stay in there. He said his DJ career started with friends from Manly who used to mix house beats. And, he did that. He even hosted a gig at the Sydney Olympics where Dawn Frazier and Michael Klim hit the dance floor. So Michael Klim is in there. So he's a party guy, Michael Klim.
The guy that beat him.
The guy, the Klimster there. Then the injuries keep happening. Mm-hmm. In 2003, he snaps his Achilles. Yikes. That's
how?
I have no idea. That's fucking brutal. That's the worst injury you could think of. That just takes you down. And then in 2004, he's recovering. And he apparently had a problem with his shoulder, and by February 2004, he couldn't get his arm past horizontal. Like, we couldn't lift it any farther.
He's got a John McCain.
His shoulder's all fucked.
Level. Yeah.
He was taken into a Viet Cong cage and tortured for a couple of years.
After broke his shoulder, reset it and broke it again.
After blowing up an entire American aircraft carrier. That's the funny thing about John McCain. He became with the whole hostage situation, like an American hero. If he was never taken hostage, he would have been like the biggest bumbling idiot in the history of American military, in the history of warfare. He fucking blew up like an entire aircraft carrier. Like he's of his own shit. Like that's crazy.
In a plane?
Yeah, his plane came in. He was like on fire, and then the other ones caught on fire. I don't remember the exact thing, but they had to push the planes into the ocean because the aircraft carrier was catching on fire. It was insane.
It caught on fire because of him.
Because of him, he fucked something up, and Yeah, and then he crashed another plane, and then he got captured, obviously. But
well, he didn't seem like he's real good at the flying part.
No, definitely not. But he's real good at the not telling anybody shit part, that's what's heroic. You know what I mean? That's heroic. I'm not going to,
because it's embarrassing.
I won't be able to do any physical movement beyond the common penguin, from the rest of my life because I won't say shit. That's the heroic part, not the crashing and stuff.
I don't want to say a word because you guys might laugh at me. It has nothing to do with protecting state secrets. It's just that this shit's embarrassing.
They're all pointing at him going, that's the guy who almost blew up his own aircraft carrier. Yeah, that's the guy.
He's like, Mom's the worst.
Speaking in Vietnamese. So it's in 2004, that's his problem there. So he retires at age 28.
Whoa.
Retired.
Done.
He's done one thing, and it was almost 10 years ago, basically. He's fucked. So he said that he felt like the Australian swimming people, like the national people, abandoned him. He said there was no transition, no help from this is amazing, this quote, no help from the swimming industry. That's because it doesn't exist. That's why there's no help from it. No one pays money to watch people swim. There's a reason why.
There might be an industry. You're going to have to give it 10 years before the best Olympian ever jumps in that water.
Yeah, and still no one's paying shit to watch it.
And
No
that
one's
lasted
paying for it.
8 years.
Yeah.
And it's really a week, twice, 4 years apart. And
On
then it's
TV.
over.
It's like, no one's like, oh, I'm going to the big swim meet tonight. It's at 7. It's down at the arena. It's going to be never heard one person say that. That's how you could tell if your sport's an industry. Do people pay to watch it? If not, it ain't an industry. It's a hobby that we've decided to pretend is important every 4 years, like most
Michael
Olympic
Phelps
sports.
got the position as the head coach. I mean, I don't know what the fuck he does. I don't know what game plan he's drawn up for ASU.
Now take another bong hit. All right. That's how I did it.
I'll see you guys at the tripod party this weekend.
Make your torso longer. Okay. Make your torso 3/4 of your body and do a bong hit. That's what worked for me.
Be 6'6". It worked for me.
Yeah. Be 6'6" with 6'2" of torso. And just be two little feet sitting on the bottom of a torso so you can move yourself like a dolphin. And
grow your ears enormously. They'll waggle.
Oh, they'll waggle good. So he felt abandoned.
When he got the job, the industry in Phoenix, I don't know why I just said that.
Because it's funny. That's why.
Swimming in Phoenix became like a big ass deal.
Yeah.
And then I never watched or heard of a single meet at ASU.
No, because he wasn't swimming.
And I don't think he's there anymore.
No.
I'm positive he's not there anymore.
God, no. ASU is depressing. No one's going there. So anyway, this guy here, he said, I felt abandoned and alone. I had no formal education, no prospects, and no plan B. He's just stuck out there. He says that also his friend Feidler says that at the time, the AIS, the Australian swimming people, weren't always turning out well-rounded humans. He said they got really good at developing athletes. The science was really solid. The coaching was really, really good. But the focus on education or focus on what you're going to do after swimming just disappears.
Yeah.
So he said that Scott was not forced to go to school, and so the education piece just kind of fell away.
Right.
Now, by the way, in 2021, the Australian Sports Commission acknowledged former practices undertaken at the AIS were harmful and made a formal apology to the people that have been hurt by it and established a restorative program for athletes. So they decided to try to help these people.
Okay.
Like when the NFL set up the NFL Players Association and the team set up the Veteran Players Fund, so you give the guys from the 50s who can't fucking walk a couple of bucks every month because they never got shit. He said, we know athlete well-being is central to performance, and the commitment to win well doesn't stop at retirement. They said, throughout our high-performance arm, the Australian Institute of Sport, we continue to invest in practical support for athletes before, during, and after transition from high-performance sport. Now, one of the things that a problem with is Miller is having trouble with his mental health at this point. Mm-hmm. He says idle time is dangerous for an athlete, and that is kind of depressed because his body gave up. So someone who's depressed. An athlete who can't do it because they're hurt anymore gets depressed generally. That happens.
And he's saying that that's what causes, because obviously there's no physical contact in swimming. So he's saying that's what the mental health is.
He said he couldn't do it anymore. And
it's a tug of war.
Well, your whole life is ruined now. Since you were a kid, you've had one identity. And now it's over, and you're not even 30 yet. You don't even have that time as an adult. In your 30s, you start to realize, okay, I'm getting older. I'm going to die soon. I'm going to look like shit soon. I'm going to, you start getting that geared up. In your 20s, you don't even think that it's ever going to happen yet.
Wow.
So to be washed up at 28 is probably a pretty big shock here. He said, quote, "I was filthy on the world."
Oh.
That's an Australian term. He said, "I went straight to the dark side. I didn't hesitate. You go into destructive mode. You just want to hammer yourself and you don't want to feel anything. What started out as using cocaine or ecstasy when I was out to party quickly became a daily smorgasbord of methamphetamine, heroin, cocaine for that instant mood enhancer." Holy shit.
Wow.
Meth, heroin, and he's fucking making his speedballs and shit. This guy, that's crazy. Well, that's
the hardest drugs ever.
one to come up, one to go back down again, put myself back up again. The meth lasts longer. The coke's for shorter bursts. Like, he's got his whole shit set up here. He said, "My first circle of friends changed from fellow Olympic athletes and high achievers to drug addicts and drug dealers." Wow. His sister, Nicole, remembers that Scott struggled to reconcile with her, and she struggled to figure out who he was, basically. He wasn't the same person. She said, "He was gone. His eyes, he was emotionless. I felt like I just lost him." Okay. 2006 is when this comes to a real head. When he calls his father from a hotel room during a huge meth binge. He's on like a multi-day meth binge.
And he called his dad in the midst of it.
He calls his dad, and when his dad arrives, he calls his dad to come there and help him. When his dad arrives, he had swallowed a bottle of pills, so they took him to the hospital. Okay. And he said this was an absolute cry for help. Like, he had to show his dad, "Look at the mess I've made," basically. "Make me clean it up, please," type of thing. So in 2008 here, he invested, I don't know how he had this money, but he must have saved his money. I don't know how a person on that many drugs can save their money, but maybe he had it he might have had like a financial advisor that put his money away correctly at first or something. He invested approximately $1 million, secured by remortgaging his parents' home. So no, that's where he got
There's how you got it.
into a company participating in the Australian government's home insulation program known as the Pink Bath Scheme. The initiative's
what year?
2008. The initiative's abrupt termination later that year led to huge financial losses for him and his family, obviously. Because, the 2008 crisis wasn't just here. I don't know if it got to Australia, but it was all over. Banks were closing. It was a problem. April 17th, 2008, Miller is in hiding now.
Uh-oh.
He's in hiding. They say Olympic silver medalist Scott Miller and the son of Wallabies legend Ken Catchpole are facing criminal charges after police raids allegedly uncovered drug manufacturing equipment.
Oh, he's making drugs now.
How do you get your money back? You lose it all.
Sell meth.
Yep. Police allegedly found a pill press capable of producing up to 27,000 pills an hour. An hour. That's a fucking factory. 27,000 pills an hour? Does fucking Merck put out that much product? Like, that's...
I can't. That's and that's like 30 at a time.
Yeah, 27,000 an hour. I can't even do the math of that. It's so crazy. And a professional tablet counter they had too, so they could count tablets professionally. And they also searched a storage facility there as well and found some shit. So they arrested Miller and allegedly seized capsicum spray and steroids. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I never saw it written before. I've only heard it. And steroids after raiding his storage unit as well. So that's what happened. Catchpole, the son of the other guy, was arrested at his home at the same time. Catchpole faced 11 charges, including possession of a tablet press, 4 counts of possessing prohibited drugs, firearms offenses, possessing ammunition, possession of equipment to administer a prohibited drug, supplying a prohibited drug, and dealing with proceeds of a crime. Oof.
All right.
Police charge sheets alleged that during the Seaforth raid, they also found a .32 caliber revolver fully loaded, with 5 bullets there.
Shit.
They also seized ecstasy, ice, the drug ice, which I haven't heard about here since 1992.
It's been a little while, yeah.
And 3 glass pipes used to smoke it, which are also illegal, as well as cocaine and some weed for good measure.
Yeah.
They also seized bundles of cash totaling almost $250,000.
Oh, boy.
Cash, which are suspected of being the proceeds of a crime. Yeah, I doubt you don't store your cash next to your drugs usually unless it came from that. You don't go out and do a legitimate job, come home, put all your money right next to your drugs. No one does that.
Your cash and drugs in a safe with a gun means you sold some drugs and now you have this cash because of it.
And I also have more drugs to sell, so I better keep this gun.
I better protect my investment.
Yeah. So Catchpole did not appear in court during a brief mention of the matter, and his bail application was whatever. Okay. Bail was formally refused. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Holy shit, that's on the Catchpole guy. So outside the court, Catchpole's lawyer said his client was embarrassed by the charges. He said he's fine in the circumstances, a little embarrassed. Now, Miller's also being charged with possession of a tablet press, 2 counts of possessing a prescribed restricted substance, and possessing an offensive weapon. I find that weapon offensive.
It's a .32. What are you, a wife?
You, sir, have offended me. He was granted bail to appear at the court on May 7th, and then he went into hiding. Not away from the court, but away from the media, basically. Right. They said he's yet to contact his family even after this.
I don't even know.
His father, Barry, said, quote, "I don't know anything about it, mate."
Yeah.
That's it. That's Australian for beats the shit out of me.
What do I know?
He said, "I rushed in and tried to call him, but he's not answering the phone. I expect he's inundated. I haven't spoken to him, but if I did, I would advise him to fight the charges. If he's hearing me, lawyer up." So, by the way, Catchpole's father played 27 tests for Australia, 13 as captain, and is widely regarded as one of rugby union's greatest scrum halves.
Oh, you
get 2 of them together, you got a whole scrum.
Yeah.
Boy, just a whole sack full of scrum. In '61, he became one of the only 9 players to make their test debut as captain, when at 21, he led the Wallabies in the 3-test series against Fiji. Okay. Catchpole had won the award a couple of times. Oh, this Catchpole guy had won. He was a good rugby player, too. Wasn't just his dad. Yeah. So 2008, April 18th, this article says, Scott Miller always seems to have a relaxed, cheesy grin on his face, no matter the crisis. And the former swimmer has had plenty of headline drama in his 33 years. As police raided his flat in Sydney on Wednesday, Miller sat on the steps smiling and patting his dog. Well, I'll figure this out. The same day, police found a pill press, obviously, in a storage unit rented by his mother. He had his mother rent one, and he put shit in there. That's where
she's got to know, right?
The counter and the pill press were in there. They also raided Catchpole's opulent home in Sydney's north, seizing the pistol, the ecstasy tablets, meth powder, $224,000 in cash. All that shit. They're both charged with everything. When officers arrested Miller at his small apartment, as opposed to the opulent place that the other guy was arrested, they found steroids as well. They charged him with all the things we talked about. It was believed that Catchpole said he had a gun because of threats sparked by a dispute. You know, when you're a major meth distributor, that tends to happen, or whatever pills you're making. However, a police source said the pair had been under surveillance, and the raid was linked to another Australian federal police drug bust about 6 weeks ago, where someone told on them, obviously. Mm-hmm. Late yesterday, Miller was at home smoking a cigarette with a gray-haired man. When asked about the raid, he glared back, saying, quote, "Go away, this is private property." I love it. His friend said, "He's all right, he hasn't done nothing wrong." He's all right. He ain't done nothing wrong now. He's just fucking.
Out here smoking cigarettes, telling everybody to get lost. He's making pills.
He's all right. Fuck off now. Go. That's it. He's been a popular figure on the Sydney Northern Beaches scene. Well, yeah, he's got all the drugs. Of course he has.
Yeah.
He was even a contestant, apparently, on a pilot boxing show titled Celebrity Tough Guy.
What is that?
Celebrity boxing, except Australian style, where you have to fight like a wallaby first and then a kangaroo, and then you get to you fight a celebrity after that. They said he's been trading horses interstate, has part ownership of several horse races, including including a Mooney Valley winner, Krazelberg. Okay. Right. But he hasn't been swimming much lately. They said Miller's arrest, this is the Australian swimming spokesman, said it was certainly a major surprise to everyone in the swimming community. We have not seen Scott around the pool deck for several years. Don't blame us.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't know shit. So he was most recently seen celebrating Catchpole's 40th birthday 3 months ago at a surf club party featuring dancers, fireworks, and a vast buffet shared by scores of celebrity guests.
Okay.
When the club closed at midnight, Miller led the crowd to a friend's house at Palm Beach where they danced until dawn. Yeah, meth will do that. Ecstasy, he'll party.
Dance all night?
Yeah, that's interesting. His father, Barry, said, I don't know, I know nothing about what he's up to or anything. He's into horses. He breeds horses.
Okay.
His mother said the storage unit was in her name only because she helped organize Miller's furniture when he moved to their home for 12 months 2 years ago. So she's like, I rented a thing for the furniture. I didn't know he was going to put a giant pill production, operation in this fucking shit. This is crazy. He also, she said she didn't believe her son was involved in anything illegal. She said, he's into horses. Everything has been related to the horses. Mark Catchpole is just someone he's known for 20 years.
So we're giving meth to horses?
Maybe. That's why they win so much. Who knows what they're fucking doing.
You better have the fastest horses at the track if you're feeding them meth.
Oh, shit. So he is in hiding. In between being arrested and let out on bail, he doesn't go away, private property. He is, it's hard to find this man. You know what I mean? He has turned into a recluse here, basically. Yeah. He's in his house. The reporters don't know where he is. No one can find him except for one man. Miller over there hears a knock on the door. He puts his cigarette down for a moment and opens the door, and it's Vince McMahon, a former whatever the fuck of WWE, and he says, how is it you've come to arrive here? You're beautiful. Look at you. I love it. You're an athlete. But you've been injured in your primary sport. That's where I get all my guys from, see?
That's good, yeah.
What you do, and you're already on the drugs, so I don't even have to, you don't even, hey, everybody, he doesn't need any. He's got his own. 27,000. Matter of fact, I know some guys, pal, that could use a little of the stuff you got. So if you could, maybe pack up 27,000, maybe 3-4 minutes of those pills and, pack them up in the car with me and we can float across the sea. See, we're going to get there. We'll be huge. You had steroids too. You're on the right path, young man.
Get in the car. We'll get there fast.
Get in the car. We'll get there fast. We'll kill an old man. Who cares? Let's go. Come on. Dexter, I don't even want to hear it. I'm getting this and we're going out. Let's go. Poof. And in a cloud of IPO slips and 1099s, he disappears and he's gone. And Scott is very disappointed because he was excited about this very exciting opportunity before him to hang out with Vince. And he decides, well, I guess if I don't have that, May 7th, 2009, he pleads guilty to drug charges.
Uh-oh.
Yep. He admitted he giving his friend Mark Catchpole 12 ecstasy tablets as a birthday present. Happy birthday, mate. Hey, y'all. Hey. He pled.
Eyes on me.
Hey, he pled guilty to this offense of supplying ecstasy. here. Now, Catchpole was sentenced to at least 5 months periodic detention last month for weapons charges, arresting from the same investigation. Apparently, they've dropped all these other drug charges and made a real sweetheart deal with these guys. Police intercepted a mobile phone call between Miller and another man on January 12, 2008. That was another guy that they were investigating, had his phone tapped, and they caught Miller up, and they were like, let's look at those guys. Yep. So Miller and the man spoke about Catchpole's birthday party. They said, in part, the accused said, I gave him a dozen flips yesterday. Happy birthday. Flips are ecstasy tablets, apparently, in his world. Miller was arrested after they raided the storage and did all that kind of shit. Officers and all the other shit they found here, they said that these proceedings marked exactly 1 year since his first court appearance on these charges. 4 drug-related charges have been withdrawn, including charges of possessing a tablet press. The court document said there was no evidence that the pill press, which had been moved from one storage unit to another rented by Miller's mother, had been used. Okay.
What? Okay.
They said there's no evidence from police surveillance footage on the storage units that between late April 2006 and April 2008 that the pill press and pill counter were used to produce any prohibited drug. They certainly bought it.
Okay.
The remaining 10 offenses, along with the ecstasy supplier matter, will be dealt with later on in sentencing here. September 3rd, 2009, is he going to jail here?
That's a good question.
He pled guilty to that, and let's find out here. He gets, here we go, you, sir, may fuck off 2 years probation and 100 hours of community service.
For having the ability to make pills.
Ability. Well, the thing he pled guilty to was supplying his friend with 12 ecstasy tablets. That's what he pled to. All the rest of the shit got dropped. The judge said that this injury strangled Miller's career and he became depressed and turned to drugs to help relieve psychological pain. This is the judge talking, not the defense attorney. The judge said that despite confident police work, more than a year of scrutiny of Miller was a fizzer because it produced no evidence that he was involved in large-scale drug dealing. He said the swimmer did share drugs with like-minded people. Outside the court, Miller said, quote, it's been a very hard time. My family has suffered, my grandparents particularly. I'm just glad it's over. Legal bills have to be paid, and Miller had to save his parents' house at this point. So now he's got mounting legal bills.
Yeah.
His parents' house is underwater, basically money-wise, and they just took his pill press. So what do you do?
Sell your ass, I guess, huh?
Well, close.
Yeah.
For 3 years, he helped run an escort agency of several women.
Sell somebody's
Sell
ass.
a woman's ass. Yeah. Nobody wants his ass anymore.
No.
He said, quote, I might have saved the house, but the lifestyle I was leading and the environment I chose nearly killed me in the process.
What the fuck, man?
He said drugs and escorting go hand in hand. In the end, it was just too much. I will say this, he has had a fun life.
It's been funny.
It's been fun. He had a good time, I'll tell you that much.
How old is he? He's not even 30.
In his 30s, late 30s at this point. He's born in what, 75? So
okay, yeah.
Almost 40 at this point.
Wow.
38. I mean, Christ almighty. So he's all into drugs and everything else.
Yeah.
Then June 18th, 2013, a police search at a property here in Mascot. They allegedly found methamphetamine and $17,000 in cash, and he's arrested. That's not good.
Yeah.
So he's granted bail about a month and a half later, basically. He spent, only more than a week in jail. Okay. And he vowed to get help for his drug addiction.
Great.
What about your pussy addiction? Because I feel like you're into pussy, too. I feel like you're into a lifestyle that's women and drugs and all that shit.
But he hasn't said that he's had a drug addiction problem, really. It's just mostly that he's a salesman.
It's just that he's been doing it constantly for 20 years. That's all. But he's not, he doesn't have a problem or anything.
It's a problem.
So he appeared in the court, and he has been in custody since they found They searched him in Potts Point about 11 p.m. on Saturday, July 20th, and found 7.75 grams of methamphetamine. So this is a different different thing. So that's 2 drug busts in less than a month, allegedly or apparently by my reading. So he was taken to King's Cross Police Station where he was charged with supplying a quantity of a prohibited drug, and he was on bail for other drug charges from the last month.
Okay.
That's not good. His lawyer told the court that drug analysis may show a lesser weight and that Miller would be prepared to plead guilty to possession.
Sure.
He said Scott needs rehabilitation. He's got a few issues that need resolving, and he thinks that drug rehabilitation is right for him. He certainly denies that he's a drug dealer. He sells pussy, not drugs. Don't get him wrong now. He said that his lawyer said that Miller is more likely to change his ways now because he realizes, quote, he's run out of chances.
Yeah, I'm all out.
He's not the Playboy of the Year anymore, and he's got to fix his shit.
I'm out of chances, but I still got pussy and coke.
I still got a bunch of meth and pussy. I mean, He's pleased and confident that he'll turn his life around. Pleased? Mm-hmm. That's a weird way to put it. Yeah. So the judge granted bail on several conditions, including a curfew that would confine him to his home between 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. So he can't go out otherwise. They said that Miller's need for liberty in order to go into rehabilitation outweighed the prosecutor's concern for him reoffending, even though he's had two offenses in a month. Right. This was less than 2 weeks after he pleaded not guilty to a number of drug and stolen property charges, too. Right. He appeared at the court. He apparently July 10th is when he was found in a car with 3 bags of ice and $14,700. So he's had quite a bit going on here. November. Oh, wow. Later on in the article, the name Dennis Pankratov comes back. It's all his fault.
Old Dennis.
Poor Dennis, man. November 17th, 2013, court hears his case. Scott Miller told the police he ran an escort agency when he was arrested. What do you do for a living? I run an escort agency, which is, I think, a legal one he runs, but who knows? I think they were probably doing.
Yeah, as long as it's legal, you can say it.
You can say it's escort, yeah. He pleaded guilty to drug possession, but not to a charge of having goods in custody. Mm-hmm. So they have withdrawn the charge of drug supply. So they charged him with dealing in order to get him to fucking plead, basically. He pleaded guilty to 3 bags of methamphetamine from his car. So, yeah, with all the cash and all that, along with, by the way, scales, a ledger, and several mobile phones and a bunch of different SIM cards. You know, like Stringer fucking Bell on The Wire. You're selling drugs.
Like a whole drug empire.
Like a whole bunch of, you have some meth, but you have 16 grand, scales, a ledger showing what people owe you for drugs. Wow. And then the SIM cards and mobile phones so you don't get intercepted again like how he got busted the first time.
Right.
Yeah. So the police had been conducting surveillance of what they described as a known drug location when they started following the car. Mm-hmm. And that's about that. When asked about the money, he told police it was from an escort agency he ran. Oh, this is for pussy, mate, not for fucking
not mad.
For drugs. Officers did not try to find out if he was telling the truth. Didn't matter. Miller has been undergoing medical treatment for rehab in Melbourne, and he says he's happy with the outcome of the proceedings. He said, I started rehabilitation in Melbourne a few months ago. I'll go back and finish that off. And when those proceedings are finished, you won't see me back here again. And he said it was hard to watch the footage of his arrest in court as they played the body cam footage. And he said, yeah, that was tough, very tough. Yeah, I've come a long way, and I'm not going to go back to that sort of life. So January 22nd, 2014 is sentencing day here.
Here we go.
And the judge tells him that this is your best chance and gives him a, you, sir, may fuck off, suspended sentence.
What?
Yep. Suspended sentence. They're saying you're obviously an addict.
They're so kind.
They're so kind to. I'm telling you, if you're like a famous athlete, there's not that many of them there on an international scale. They just feel bad. It really seems like that.
Just keep being a twat.
Yep. A 12-month suspended sentence. And also the judge told him that the police will be watching him like a hawk.
Oh, yeah.
He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of drug possession over separate incidents. This decision saves him from jail, and the judge said it's always difficult dealing with drug addicts. Well, that's a true statement. He said, yes, Mr. Miller has had a previous chance, and yes, he's promised things in the past, which he clearly hasn't done, but he has now had 5 months of rehabilitation. So they said, this will run concurrently, 2 12-month sentences to run concurrently, both suspended, and he's on a good behavior bond, which is
great.
Probation, basically. She said, this is your best chance. And he said, thank you, Your Honor. So his lawyer said he has applied himself to this 5-month program, which he completed, and he's going to continue to work on his progress and recovery. Mm-hmm. And they said, quote, he's really pleased at the opportunity he's being given. He's had every opportunity, more than most people get in a lifetime, even as a teenager. And he said his fall from grace has been hard for him to handle. Dude, it's amazing. He said to waste that is really a pity, but unfortunately drugs do that to people. He said Miller would work on a construction site while he looked for work in a more suited field. Yikes. He's supported by his partner in court. I bet she's not a famous actress. Bet not here. So that's what's going on with that. He says that he's doing the full-time rehabilitation, and that's all he's going to do. The judge said there's been a marked improvement in his mental attitude and physical well-being. Right. And he said also that his escort agency business is dead and buried now, too, because that's drugs. Can't do one without the other. Right. So 2014. Okay. His ex-wife, Dawson, Charlotte Dawson?
Yeah.
She is found dead in her Sydney apartment.
Whoa!
Yeah, 47 years old, found dead there on Cowper Wharf Road.
What the fuck happened?
Woolloomooloo. Woolloomooloo.
That's a place?
That's a place. Woolloomooloo.
Yep.
Yeah, 8 O's in that word. Okay.
Oh, my.
I assume it's an Aboriginal term, I would hope. They say there's no suspicious circumstances surrounding her death. She had a history of depression and was upfront about her issues. In 2012, she was admitted to a hospital after being the target of a bunch of attacks on social media, a bunch of Twitter attacks sent her to the hospital. So she's not mentally, that's tough. She's fragile.
Twitter attacks drove her nuts, huh?
Yep. They said the bullying of Dawson began after she confronted a Melbourne woman about abusive posts directed at her and a Melbourne follower who had lost her partner to suicide. Dawson made a point of retweeting the abusive messages she received, many of which called on her to commit suicide in a bid to raise awareness of cyberbullying. She was an ambassador for an anti-bullying program called Community Brave and also campaigned for increased funding for cancer treatment. Jesus. Yeah, she killed herself in there.
It's
fucking suicide. Absolutely. So that's horrifying. February 23rd, 2014, they say tragic Charlotte Dawson spoke of her lost love, former husband Scott Miller.
Say again?
Now he's got blood on his hands. He's like, geez, I couldn't feel any more fucking guilty for everything. They say
don't bring me up in your suicide note, fucking ever.
Please don't, unless you go, it's not your fault at all. Say that.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Say, please don't feel bad.
No. Lost love consumed Charlotte Dawson's thoughts in the final hours before she tragically took her own life. Dawson spoke about former husband Scott Miller and her hopes he would make a recovery from addiction in a candid dressing room chat with close friend Richard Wilkins the day before she was found dead. Her death, which Wilkins has described as devastating, was being investigated by police, blah, blah, blah. Wilkins revealed how he sat with Dawson on Friday, the day Miller celebrated his 39th birthday, and she talked about how his confused interview on 60 Minutes. He said, we were talking a lot about Scott's interview, which had raised a lot of stuff for her. She said, I hope to hell he was smart enough to do a deal for a follow-up story when he's better.
Oh.
Because they talked to him before all of that. Yeah. Only a week before, she tweeted, hoping Scott Miller, a man I loved very much, can recover and become a great dad to Jack. Apparently he's got a kid now. Yeah. So sad at 60 Minutes. They revealed she left no note before taking her own life and confirmed they're probing her activity on Twitter to see if there's any abusive messages she might have received and all of that kind of thing. It's a big shock here. Singer Wes Carr, now performing as Buffalo Tales, revealed he's already written a song for Dawson because he was so distressed. This is Australian Candle in the Wind.
Buffalo Tales.
This is Candle in the Outback is what this is.
Yeah.
Just a candle in a rue. What is happening here?
Terrible.
Wow. The song lyrics include hold her close, don't let her go, because maybe she won't be here tomorrow. That doesn't rhyme. And the trolls feed from her sorrow. There we go. And the trolls feed from her pain. Okay. Carr revealed he also had experienced depression and severe anxiety and paranoia that's been debilitating. So he said, I hate to think Charlotte was so alone in it and her constant cries for help must have fallen on too many deaf ears. But her people who worked with her said she kept her pain hidden and you couldn't tell there was anything wrong with her.
Nobody knew.
They said she was a consummate professional on set. See, that's the thing. These people who are very professional, you don't bring that shit.
Right.
When the red light goes on, you got to flush all that out.
We're just here. Yeah.
You don't know what's going on in our lives right now, everybody listening. It could be horrible shit. A lot of times it is. The point is, you're not supposed to know that when it's going on.
It's not your problem.
You're trying to entertain. So anyway, they said that was very sad and all of that kind of thing. She was under financial pressure before her death, also having borrowed up to $80,000 from friends.
80 grand.
Wow. That is a lot of money.
From friends.
From friends. That's just to keep her afloat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yikes. That's crazy. So, yeah, she was doing okay, I guess. There's a lot of tributes to her and everybody loved her and all that kind of thing. Miller here, Scott Miller, they got a quote from him, of course. He said, I feel that she got in that dark place and there was no one there. She had a good soul. She was a good person. I feel her presence often. February 16th, 2021.
Yeah.
Swimmer Scott Miller charged with a drug syndicate and, quote, bringing misery and death to regional NSW, New South Wales. Lord. Holy shit. He really didn't put it together, this fucking guy, did he?
Is he going to be charged with murder based on distribution?
Let's find out what he's doing here. He's taken him for questioning. They have alleged that he was involved in the supply of more than $2 million of the drug ice concealed in candles. Just a candle with some ice. A candle full of meth. That's the song you want to play. Candle full of meth. For all intents and purposes, they look like regular candles, but they weren't just laced with a fragrance. They were laced with death and misery, Detective John Watson said. Okay. Calm down. Miller's arrest comes after a lengthy investigation with the crime commission into an alleged criminal syndicate, they said. The 45-year-old was charged with directing a criminal group. That's like a RICO Act thing over there, which was allegedly distributing large quantities of methamphetamines to towns in regional New South Wales. A second man, aged 47 and known to Miller, will also be charged for his participation. Searching Miller's home, officers found 2 kilos of a substance believed to be heroin. Kilos, 4.4 pounds of heroin. Pounds. That's a shitload of heroin, along with $75,000 in cash.
Yep.
Wow. He had vowed he would never touch illicit substances again, but obviously didn't work. Search warrants were also undertaken at a business in Bankstown and a home in Balmain. This detective said regional parts of New South Wales were being hit particularly hard by the ice epidemic, and police have been working hard to track down syndicates operating in the supply of drugs to those communities. They said they were intent on delivering death and misery to those regional towns. They love you using that term. They said, and now we've taken that syndicate out. Should be at least 48 hours before someone else sells these people meth because there's a market for it. So
fills in with the vacuum.
Yep. Miller's case was mentioned in court today. His lawyer did not apply for bail. He'll remain in custody until he returns to court in April. Didn't even ask for bail. We know it's not happening.
Unbelievable. He knows.
They said when he was arrested shirtless in his Roselle home, an officer chastised him. That's funny. Quote, from Olympic swimmer to drug dealer, haven't you fallen far? The officer said to him.
Haven't you fucked up enough?
Miller had a comeback, though.
Oh.
He whispered, quote, alleged drug dealer.
Innocent until proven guilty, sir.
Yep. He said that after the arrest, Miller says that after the arrest in the police vehicle, that's when clarity hit him. He said, February 16th, 2021 is the day that I truly believe saved my life. I'm good now.
It's over. Yeah.
I know I was good then and I was good before, but now
I'll do it again.
I'm really, really good. I swear to God. He said I was sitting in the back of the wagon and watching the trees go by. The first thing I thought was, I'm not going to see my loved ones for at least 10 years. Then I just had this wave of relief. It wasn't fear. It was just a relief that just fucking came through my veins, every part of me.
Yeah, I just figured out right now that I don't need this anymore.
Oh, boy. September 23rd, 2022, they say, read fallen Olympian Scott Miller's text messages as he attempts to find a junkie to test his heroin, and his vile reaction when his druggie associates dumped 4 kilograms of meth on the road as cops closed in after a 200-kilometer chase. That's a hell of a headline right there.
Yeah.
Olympic swimmer Scott Miller called his co-offenders fucking spastics when he learned their inept drug-running escapade had been busted by police. Miller was using the supposedly encrypted Enam phone app when he learned a plan to smuggle 4 kilos of meth from Sydney to Albury on the Victorian border had ended in arrests. Miller wrote to an accomplice, they reckon they were in a police chase, stashed all the stuff. Fucking spastics, all of them. I've got headaches now. Headaches on top of headaches.
You can't call people that, though, right? Isn't that a bad word?
Over there, I think it's over there. It's synonymous with
Yeah.
Whereas here, it just means you're kind of hyper and it's nutty.
Yeah.
You know, tons of kids in elementary school are like, this fucking spastic asshole. And it's just somebody who is hyperactive, basically. Different over there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Miller was using the handle on this app, IQ, EYE, letter Q.
Uh-huh.
I is short for ice or crystal methamphetamine, the cops say, while the other guy, Johnson, who he's talking to, called himself Snowy Mountain, which needs no interpretation. Unknown to the pair, Enam had been set up by law enforcement agencies specifically to catch them. They downloaded the app that they wanted them to catch them.
Unbelievable.
Having the AFP and FBI monitor his communications was just one of the monumental mistakes Miller made before the bumbling team's arrests. In another series of conversations, after their meth plans came unstuck, Miller told Johnson he'd acquired a kilo of heroin and just needed someone to test. He said, quote, I need someone to put it in their arm. I smoked a heap off tinfoil and I'm relaxed at best. Holy shit.
A heap.
A heap. He said, I've got 1 kilogram hammer. I need it tested. Help. Snowy Mountain said, do you still need him sorted? And he said, I need someone to put it in their arm. I'm back dealing with old man. I won't deal with direct again. It's a nightmare, but we landed 1 kilogram hammer today and I need it tested. Snowy Mountain says, I used to know. I can ask Irish. That's his forte. As for junkies, wouldn't know.
Wow.
And then he says, overseas is asking for feedback. I've smoked a heap off foil and I'm relaxed at best. That's fucking amazing. He attributed his involvement, Miller does, in supplying meth to, quote, post-elite competition depression. PECD, pecked. I've got pecked, everybody.
And I need meth.
And I need meth. That's the only medicine for it. It's the only prescription for pecked. There's PTSD and then there's PECD. It's much different. That's amazing. His descent into criminality has emerged as he's awaiting sentencing for his doomed attempt at smuggling meth. The Anam messages are contained in a police statement prepared for the case against one of his co-offenders, Luke Matthew Peake. Miller's plan to drive the 4 kilos of meth worth $2.2 million
What?
It's a lot more than it's worth here, I think. New South Wales ended in his apprehension along with 3 bumbling associates, one of whom he met in rehab.
Unbelievable.
Perfect. The entire shambolic, which is my favorite British Empire word, shambolic.
Yeah.
The entire shambolic scheme had no chance of success with police watching, listening, and tracking every movement of the drugs from start to finish. Miller drove the meth 280 kilometers from Sydney to Yass and handed over the consignment for transport to Albury, but the drugs were ditched more than 200 kilometers further south after 2 incompetent mules were involved in a high-speed pursuit with highway patrol officers.
Nice.
One of those couriers had shot up drugs just before the police chase, and the other had only gone on the trip to keep his emotionally fragile friend company. Probably to drive because he's shooting meth in the other seat. Even before Miller began his cross-state dash, he was worried desperately, sending a message to his fellow conspirator, "Tiger up my ass, bro." Awesome. The investigation began last year after police discovered a shipment of candles which contained a half kilo of meth, as we know about. By monitoring electronic communications, the group included Miller Johnson, Justin Sabolics, and Peak, a hapless late addition to the plot. Jesus Christ. They were also able to, after obtaining a surveillance device warrant, police were able to install trackers, listening, and optical devices in a white Toyota Camry with Western Australian plates used by Miller. So they made his car a studio, basically.
They bugged him, yeah.
The devices revealed the Camry had a hidden electronically lockable compartment concealed behind the rear passenger seat, which could only be opened with a specific sequence of actions.
Oh.
Yeah, that process was meant to be sufficiently complex that the compartment could not be accidentally opened.
Wow.
At 4:30 p.m. January 11th, Miller drove the Camry from Wise Street, Roselle, to White Street in Balmain. The hide was empty when Miller got out of the car and walked to the park. A short time later, an unknown man wearing a high-visibility shirt and face covering opened the rear passenger door and placed in a blue, white, and red bag into the footwell. Inside the bag were 8 candles in glass containers which contained 3,961 grams of meth. The meth was in oil form mixed with the candle wax, and the intention was to convert it to crystals in a process known as sharding.
What? That's what?
This is sharding. That's what I was like, I was sitting here with my mouth open going, he just said a process known as sharding. That's amazing. Sharding. Wow.
Who knew that they had it in oil form and they could glass it up?
Oh, yeah, you can turn it back and forth and cook it and undo it. At 4:30 p.m., Miller returned to the Camry and drove it to Thornton Street, Balmain, where he appeared to use his mobile phone to take photos of the footwell. He then opened the hide, which required the ignition to be turned off, and loaded the contents of the bag into the compartment before closing it. He then drove the Camry to nearby Terry Street and left the vehicle parked there overnight. Just after 6 p.m., Miller contacted Johnson using the Anam app and said, quote, "Bro, yo, I need the eye," meaning the meth, "I need the eye separated from the wax and sharded, bro." Johnson said, "I talked to them tomorrow, I guess. I pushed for tonight. Someone was with him a few days ago, said he couldn't see me till tomorrow." Miller said, "Okay, I have pressure to do it quick from OS people. Yo, yo." Okay. Yeah. About 12 p.m. the next day, Miller picked up the Camry, drove it to Homebush, then returned to Balmain without stopping. He messaged Johnson again at 12:04 p.m. using the app and saying, quote, "On way to Yass. On M4. Tiger up my ass, bro. I need you. Meet me M4. I'm turning around. I'll come to your area." And Johnson said, "I'm on scooter 20 minutes. So...
What's the tiger up his ass?
I think that's a cop is following him, so he needs somebody to do a crazy move and have a distraction so he can get away.
Got a tiger tail, yeah.
Got a tiger by the tail over here, babe. So at 1 p.m., shortly before 1 p.m., Miller told Johnson he was parked in a dead end near his home and to come outside, bringing his encrypted cipher phone. Johnson joined him about 1:30 and said he couldn't find his phone. Miller showed Johnson how to access the hide, the hole in the car. Johnson placed something small inside the compartment. The pair drove west on the M4 motorway. At 2:44, they stopped at a service station at Pheasant's Nest. to refuel and get snacks, and Johnson took over driving. They have this all on camera. Down in Albury on the New South Wales-Victoria border the same day, Peake had met up with Miller's friend Sabolix. According to a statement, Sabolix told Peake he was working for Miller and had to pick up a vehicle in Yass as part of his employment. And he said Peake was concerned about the other guy driving such distances without company and offered to come with him. At the time, Sabolix said he had broken up with a girlfriend and the offender was worried about his mental state. He was a little depressed. So they drove 270 kilometers northeast to Yass, and at 4:28 checked into the Thunderbird Motel, where Miller and Johnson pulled up in the Camry about a half hour later.
Johnson, I bet that place is a piece of shit.
Oh, it's disgusting, the Thunderbird Motel in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Johnson later accessed the hidden compartment several times, loading items and removing the blue, white, and red bag. All four men later drove to a remote road where the Camry was refueled from a jerry can, and Johnson showed Sabolix how to open the hide. The group went back to the Thunderbird Motel, where Johnson returned the bag to the Camry and Peake put it in the hidden compartment. As the four stood around the car, Sabolix questioned the wisdom of using a car with Western Australian plates, and Miller reassured him it wasn't a problem. They all then had a meal at the Clubhouse Hotel. That's where he should have been staying. Shortly before 9, Sabolix and Peake got into the Camry, the one that Miller was driving. They switched and headed south on the Hume Highway for Albury. About 11 p.m., they stopped at a rest area at Little Billabong for a half hour.
Really?
Little Billabong.
They got a Billabong over there.
Yep. Peake said during this time, Sabolix injected gear, which is shot up,
heroin,
and told Peake about his relationship with Miller, saying others were, quote, in his pocket and that he gets shit done, meaning Miller. He said he and Miller had attended rehab together twice, and he said, quote, he's a good cunt because he doesn't like you can do what you want as long as you're doing your shit. Like, he doesn't tell me not to take drugs.
Right.
This is the reason why drug dealers tell the people selling it for them not to take drugs, because they end up shooting it up while they have a shitload of it in the car.
Yeah. And then you make mistakes, and then you get caught, and I'm going to get caught because you're caught.
He's a good cunt, though. They resumed their journey with Peake, who was disqualified from driving at the wheel. Perfect. Had the guy with no license drive. At 11:46 p.m., a Holbrook Highway Patrol vehicle tried to stop the Camry and flashed its warning lights. Sabolix told Peake, go. So there was a pursuit that accelerated to 200 kilometers an hour. That's pretty fucking fast.
What is that? 100?
I think that's like 100, 110.
120, something like that?
That's fast. Before braking harshly and turning onto Woommargama Way at Woommargama, crossing onto the wrong side of the road. The pursuit was terminated by police who feared for their own safety.
Yeah.
Over the chase, once the chase was over, Sabolix and Peake argued about where they should go next, and Sabolix took over the driving. They said after swapping, Sabolix told Peake it would be bad if they were caught with the contents of the bag. While Sabolix was driving, Peake said, we've just got to go back to somewhere, it's indecipherable on the tape, and then we're going to fucking stash the car somewhere. The interior light in the car went on, and Peake accessed the hidden compartment. Sometime later, Peake said the words to the effect of stash this, and they slowed down, and Peake said tree. So apparently they were stashing it in a tree.
Oh, yeah.
At 12:03 a.m., the Camry stopped at the intersection of Holbrook Wagga Road and Rose Valley Lane at Cucardinia, where Peake put the bag behind a large tree in long grass. They then drove to Jindera Street, and abandoned the vehicle. Later that day, police found the bag containing the drugs right where Peake had put it, because they have them monitored. The following day, Sabolix approached Peake and asked him to come retrieve the items. Peake refused as he didn't want to be part of criminal activity. He only went for a ride because he was depressed. However, he later relented, but they couldn't find the bag. So, Peake and Sabolix, who Miller called Albury in an anonymous message, were arrested for other matters on January 14th and held in custody. Miller wrote to Johnson on January 29th, I got 1 kilogram hammer, need it tested and all that. So that's how that's the all of that shit. So the search warrant is executed on Miller's apartment in Roselle just after 6 a.m. on February 16th. The Camry was found at the unit. They found 796.8 grams of heroin in a cardboard box inside a walk-in closet. They located $2,175 in the same closet, $500 in a satchel, and $69,870 in a safe. Okay. He was arrested that day. Johnson was arrested that day, as was Miller, but Peake and Sabalix were not charged over the drug run until a month later when they could prove it all and put it all together. Miller pleads guilty to supplying a large commercial quantity of a prohibited drug, supplying commercial quantity of a prohibited drug, and dealing with the proceeds of a crime. He was originally charged with knowingly directing a criminal group, but they downgraded the charges so he would plead guilty. But still pled guilty to selling a shitload of drugs. Yeah. Sabalix pled guilty to supplying a large commercial quantity of prohibited drug and participating in a criminal group. Same for Johnson. Peake pleaded guilty to taking part in supply of a commercial quantity of a prohibited drug, driving while disqualified, and driving recklessly and dangerously at speeds during a police pursuit.
Right. 200 kilometers an hour.
Wow. So November 3rd, 2022, here we go. They talk about what brought him here. What brought Miller to this low point? Well, his lawyer said that it all was his childhood and this, the sports and everything. Yeah. They said that became a lonely and depressed adulthood marred by substance abuse and depression. The circumstances only seemed to explain what led him down this treacherous path. So he is fucked, essentially here. They said he missed out on school. This is where that came from. Missed out on school, academic, emotional training one would expect to receive in the teenage years. He lived a life that was heavily regimented and geared toward competition. He was mismanaged and not treated and considered to be homesick. That's what they told him when he had depression as a teenager. So they said at the time of his offending, he was suffering from depression and anxiety. Yeah, you sell meth. Who doesn't have anxiety while they sell meth?
If you've got a bunch of meth, you should be the most anxious.
Yeah, if I have 2 kilos of heroin in my house, I'm anxious.
I'm pretty scared.
Trust me. Yeah. And was regularly using meth and heroin. The lawyers pointed to the breakdown of his marriage to Charlotte Dawson and her taking her own life. Also, that's another thing. The Crown, the state here, argues Miller's drug offenses are only loosely connected to the downfall of his swimming career. Maybe the ones 10 years ago, but not now. This is enough.
A little bit, lately.
Which makes sense. He said it's very peripherally plausible to say that 5 times fast, to deliberately engage in the business of being a drug dealer some 20 years later. It falls into the category of background material, but has no significant effect on reducing the moral culpability of the offender. If it happened when he was 24, maybe, but this is, ridiculous. So he's going to be sentenced here. November 9th, 2022.
Here we go.
Scott Miller is finally sentenced here for playing a central role in the drug operation. Alongside his 2 accomplices here who also pleaded guilty. And all about the, secret compartment, and they talk about this. The judge said these problems have continued over subsequent years and have at least contributed to his substance abuse, talking about his depression from a young age. The judge told the court Miller's intentions were to be a law-abiding husband, father, and son, and to use his profile to help others avoid his path. She also took into account the unusually harsh jail conditions during the pandemic, which has involved periods of isolation. He's been in jail the whole time. So Justin Sabalix was sentenced to 3 years and 9 months in jail and will be eligible for parole in 2 years from his arrest date. So now, essentially.
Right.
Wayne Allen Johnson will be released from jail today after being sentenced to intensive correction order by the community, in the community. The lawyer previously painted a picture of a successful Olympic swimmer whose public come down from his time as an athlete left him ill-equipped to move into a life beyond his sporting career. Miller landed here. He's going to get the most prison sentence of anyone here. He gives him, you, sir, may fuck off, little over 5 years in prison.
That's a while, yeah.
Yep. They said he's faced with a choice, clean up or continue down your shit path, basically.
Yeah, and he won't figure it out. He's going to keep doing this.
No, he was attacked by his cellmate in the first month, and he said, quote, "I was kind of dead inside. I really didn't care, to be honest." He said that, it didn't even care if the guy attacked him. Yeah. He said he was so embarrassed when family and friends would come to see him in prison and in his prison outfit that he hated it. And now his sister said, "When I went and saw him, he looked amazing. I just saw how well he was doing in there, going to the gym and getting himself back. I saw the boy in 1996 that was getting up on the blocks." Oh. Wow. May 16th, 2024, Miller reveals now that his marriage to Charlotte Dawson exposed him to a life of drug abuse. He's going to blame his dead ex-wife for his drug abuse. Horseshit.
Could you?
They might have introduced him to the partying lifestyle, but you didn't have to take drugs. He said that their marriage ended just a year after his drug addiction spiraled. Apparently, he was caught having sex in a public bathroom with an unidentified woman, he reveals at this point.
Wow.
Dawson later said that her failed marriage was one of the triggers for her crippling depression. So it just ruined both these people is what he's saying. So he said that, quote, "Charlotte was engaged in the fashion and media industry, and it was in the context of my exposure to the lifestyle that my wife's social and employment connections afforded that I was first introduced to personal drug use. Whilst it was not significant, I realize in retrospect it was the start on my long and disastrous involvement with drug abuse."
Wow.
Everyone was partying and you are the only one who's here. So what are we talking about here?
The only one that got a problem out of it.
No shit. So with time served, his non-parole period will expire May 16th, meaning he could be released under supervision 3 years after his arrest, which is pretty soon, basically. They described him as a model prisoner.
Oh.
Members of his family broke down in tears as his sentence was delivered. The court heard how committed he was to turning his life around, and he thought he'd give him another chance here. So June 14th, 2024, released on parole again.
Fantastic.
Here. Yep. He was jailed. Now he's released on parole. He is assessed as being a low risk for reoffending and has continued his schooling behind bars. Okay. So they recommend he be released on supervised parole, including prohibitions on any drug use and no contact of his former co-offenders. That's a big fucking duh there. So the official statement from New South Wales. Every time I see NSW, I don't think of it as New South Wales. I think not safe.
Anytime there's an N at top, it seems like North or National.
I see NSW, I think not safe work. That's what I think.
Safe
so I
work, right.
Go to say New South Wales and it doesn't come out. I go, not new. Fuck, damn it. Yeah. So they said that the decision was made at a meeting chaired by the Honorable Jeffrey Ballou that he will be paroled. Mm-hmm. He's all set. Mr. Miller has a long history of substance abuse and appears to display some insight into his problematic behavior. Well, they always have insight, drug addicts. It's just whether they're going to stop or not. So he must comply with all these things. So he's sitting there and he's embarrassed, and he was a hero, and now he's like this, guy in his 40s who's fucking everything up. And, you almost feel bad for him. Almost, yeah. But not nearly as bad as you feel for Scott Miller, who was an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist, known for his work as the leader of the band Game Theory. Okay. There's that guy. Scott Miller, soccer player, an Australian soccer coach.
Oh.
Yikes, even in the sports world in Australia.
And in the country.
Oof, who worked as the head coach of the A-League club Newcastle Jets and has performed assistant coaching roles for Fulham, the Australian national team, and Aalborg BK. So he's like a known guy. Scott Miller, voiceover and camera actor in New York City.
There's going to be a lot of these.
Okay. Hang in there. That's fucking funny. Well, we picked the fun ones here.
All right.
Let's see. His agents, they have his previous agents listed, prior agents and management. And I've never heard of any of these fucking companies.
Is he in New York?
I don't know, Talent Express. I never heard of that before.
That doesn't sound good.
No, that sounds bad. That sounds like the Mr. Show sketch where they're like, what was it? Entertainment for everyone, where they show like the herky-jerky dancer and shit like that. That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like an agent that anybody with a Vistaprint card can get.
Absolutely. Or BB on Frasier bringing her van of the stars of tomorrow or whatever the fuck she called it. Scott Miller, human resources specialist in New York City as well. And Scott Miller, PhD.
Oh.
This is, I think, the music guy. Composer, bassist, music theorist, adjunct professor. Right. Okay. Now, here we go. July 24th, 2024. They say Scott Miller's got a shocking new look.
Oh?
Yeah, they say he is, quote, looking $1 million as he rebuilds his life after serving more than 3 years in prison. They show a picture of him when he got arrested, and holy fuck. He's sitting there looking like sad Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
He's only wearing a pair of jeans. There's something about when a man has no shirt or shoes on, only a pair of jeans, and they have a big giant gut, which makes the jeans ride down their ass. That makes them look really sad. And that's what he looked like then. And now apparently he's doing well. His lawyer said he's come out of jail refreshed and invigorated, and he's looking to get on with his life. He's looking $1 million. He looks like he'd be ready to go into the Olympics.
Oh, come on.
His role as a gym sweeper behind bars included running fitness programs for other inmates while he took the opportunity to get himself fit. They said he was also the head of the peer mentor group, and they said they were sad to lose him. Honestly, he looks like he's ready to swim the 100-meter butterfly in record time for his age at the World Masters.
There's no way that's true.
Holy Christ. So June 20th, 2026, meeting with Miller. They say he looks anything but a drug dealer now.
Oh, great.
He's dedicated to two things, family and delivering an anti-drugs message. That's what they said. He's returned here to look after his parents. His mother needs care, and he's now her registered carer. He said, if I'm not here, there's no one to feed her. Yeah,
no one?
He said, I'm determined to repay her for all the 4 a.m. trips to the local pool.
Yeah.
He says she didn't complain, didn't whinge. She used to take a doona and a pillow. That's a duvet, by the way, cover. Yeah. And a pillow, sleep in the back seat and wait for me to finish, and I'd go back home in the doona and the pillow. That was the routine. He says, in the home with Miller as he refurbishes it is obvious to see how much he's trying to repay his debt of gratitude. He's cleaned himself up. He's ready to finally be a father to his teenage son, Jack. Well, it's about time. And while that relationship is coming along nicely, he's also delivering speeches all around telling kids to stop.
Oh, to stay off drugs.
Yeah. He said there's a lot of shame that when you're sitting in the cell and you're starting to think about all the people that get hurt, there's a lot of a ripple effect for users and their families and the communities that you damage doing what I did. So he said he's got to do this. He said, I can't apologize any more than what I have. It doesn't make it right, but all I'm trying to do is balance it up.
Yeah, he's Australian Ryan Leaf, isn't he?
Yeah. Now, it's been 30 years since Pankratov swam that style that Fiddler still describes as legal but not ethical to win that gold.
Yeah.
And he said Scott's sister recalls seeing him devastated after that race in the Aussie bar in Australia. Mm-hmm. She said he was in shock. He said that Miller told ABC he tried to swim underwater like Pankratov, but he was always faster on top of the water.
Yeah?
He says the underwater thing must have been bullshit, too, because they banned doing that after the Atlanta Games. He said he weren't allowed to do that anymore. So they asked about the silver medal, and he said it still bloody hurts. He said it's the wrong color. You don't go there for silver. And he says, but he displays it proudly next to his bronze medal now, and he says, I'm proud of it. It's like the anchor has been released. Mm-hmm. So we have no idea how much money he made or how much money he has or anything like that. Who the fuck knows? Yeah. Can't get enough? Well, we have an Olympic silver medal swimmer Scott Miller signed picture for $10 Australian. It's
for
just
nothing.
just his head is there. It's not even
For
this whole.
free.
June 22nd and June 29th, 2026, there was a show, Deep End, the Scott Miller story, was a TV miniseries, I think, in Australia there that detailed his life. Yeah, it was in Australia. Say it wasn't here. No ratings on it yet, so we don't know if it's any good. But that, everybody, is Scott Miller. And that's a crazy fucking story, too. Jesus Christ.
He's not done yet.
Oh, fuck
no way.
He's either completely done or he'll be right back in it. One or the two. There's no
right back.
There's no balancing on the edge for him.
It's gonna get to a point where he's broke and he's going right back.
When his mom's dead and all that, he knows how to do certain things, and who knows? We'll see. Either way, that's Scott Miller. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, get on whatever app you're on. Give us 5 stars. It helps so much. Follow on social media at Crime and Sports. You can do that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com and get tickets for Small Town Murder live shows. Also, get merchandise and everything else. The tickets you want to get, September 18th, Pabst, Milwaukee. September 19th, State Theater, Minneapolis. And then October 3rd, Dallas. October 16th, 17th, San Jose, Sacramento. And then in November, Tarrytown and Boston. So get your tickets right fucking now for those. Come and see us at a live show, shutupandgivememurder.com. Listen to our other shows, Small Town Murder and Your Stupid Opinions, of course. Get yourself Patreon. My God, get Patreon. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. All you have to be is $5 a month or above, and you get everything we put out. As soon as you subscribe, you get almost 400 back bonus episodes you've never heard to binge on. You get new ones every other week, one Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. And this time it's a banner time because Love After Lockup is back, everybody. We're going to be talking about season 6 of Love After Lockup, which even if you've never seen the show, we will draw it out for you like it's so animated like a fucking cartoon. It's going to be amazing. We'll tell you all about it. So check that out. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. And that's not enough to give them just shitloads of bonus episodes. You also get Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, both episodes of Small Town Murder, all ad-free.
What?
Ad-free with your whole Patreon subscription. And you get a shout out, which is right now, Jimmy. Hit me with the names of the people who would never throw our meth out of the car once we've already escaped the cops. Hit me with them right fucking now.
This week's executive producer, Susan DeGuaya, on her pup Rogue. She lost her pup. That's horrible.
That sucks.
And Sierra Martin lost her child. This is a terrible week. Happy Hour is checking in Brinkley, Arkansas. Say again?
I said, that's horrifying. Jesus Christ. That's worse than the first one.
2 people lost the 2 of the most important things you can have as a person.
The one was a person, which is way worse. Objectively, that's fucking horrifying. Holy shit. And not that sorry, dog person, too. Apologize.
Terrible thing to lose, too. Elena Zemmel.
Thank you.
Robin Cooper. Did I say that? I think I did. Other producers this week.
Say it twice.
Yeah, Peyton Meadows, Janice Hill, Zoe Lovergrove. Lovergrove, or is it Lovegrove? I think it's Lovergrove. Okay. Neva Granger, that's a fun name to say. Anna Hoover, Denise Walker, Tatum Loge, Cassidy Black, Samantha Fletcher, Jennifer Moore, Rachel with no last name, Christine LeBron, C.S., Marina Nietzsche, Semicolon Joe, Dylan Posen, Latoya Thomas, Angie Lyons, Bubba Donnie, Carre, Amanda Holy, Holly Hole, Lurch Borgia, Megan Q, 107 dildos, Keith, 77773. I hope that's, what is that? The password?
I don't know.
Meg Weborg, Mandy Fruzen, Beth with no last name, Olive with no last name, Kyle Hendren, Rachel Darmetko, Indira, Sarah Griffin, Gary Nelson, Robert Throop, Natalie Waters, Mandy DeGule, Angel with no last name, Simbalad, Andrea Didas, Naneka, what is this? Naka H. Nika, perhaps? I don't know. Rachel Francis, Preston Croston, D. Nix, Megan Noth, Eric 1776. Everybody with their PIN code this week. Dan Wade, Stacy Wegner, Milton Campbell, Cat Attorney, Beth Armstrong, Morbid Corvid, Brian Williams, one of my favorite correspondents. Jordan Talbot, Denise Bailey, Jessica Brunson, perhaps related. Tyler with no last name. Trina with no last name. Margaret the Vet. Carrie with no last name. Scotty Andrade. That's fun. Carmen Webb. Natalie Berman. Stomel Hart. Ashley with no last name. Elizabeth Biden. Is there anybody? I don't know. Maybe. Aaron Rockwell. Zahn with no last name. Cade Schult. Brandon Rose. Lil Peggers. Yuck. Wow. Brianne Lawrence. Tuggy Smith, also yuck. Benjamin Horner, Maggie Madden, Ryan Hayashi, Nicole Williamson, Danielle Reed, Corey Beckland, Mandy Dale, Ashley Dake or Dekey, Ryan Hansen, Kira Peterson, CLS, Amanda Rogers, Patty with no last name, Tanya G, Harry with no last name, Gail Wilson, Morgan with no last name, Lauren with no last name, Cinema Sin, Tara Greenwell, Isabel Tamayo, Jay with no last name, Nicole Johnson, Laura Mayberry, Carrie Orgeron, Hannah Seaman. Okay, Simon, probably. Simon. Can't be Seaman. Mandy Dempsey, Candace Bishop, Jamie Tomes, Amanda Ripeto, Janet Cross, Drennan, Rachel, Rochelle, Kuntz, Sig? Okay, I get what you're doing. Sig Hill, you know what they want.
Oh,
fuck you.
Go to
There's no way that's somebody's name. It's Cy Heil. No, it's not.
No, fuck off.
It just got worse. Yeah. Marcel Polensky, Katie Diaz, Kenya K, Oliver Patrick, Brooks Skivers, Alaska Cat, James
How German
Loveless.
do you think Jimmy is, for Christ's sake?
Incredibly.
Not that German, though.
Not that one, no.
No.
Sath Hawkins? Is it Sath or Soth? Jackie Coots. Sandra with no last name. D. Aben. Arceli Zelaya. Trenda with no last name. Jeremy Brumfield. Jennifer Kerner. Kelsey Harper. Courtney C. Haley with no last name. Candace Bentley. Lauren O. And also the letter O. James Elliott. G.S. Annette Tarpley. Cheeto Steve. Jillian or Gillian Hollard, Jay Johnson, Allison Burnett, Khalid Omar. How about that? Morg Vivos Docent, Grim with no last name, Kirby Bolger, DK Rindy, JJ Lynn, I live in New Mexico and I hate it. Corey Mickelson, Phil Poop Dalla, Jessica Villarreal, Kirsten with a J, you guess it. Melissa Strahan, Elizabeth Hammond, Tommy Morris, David Masak, Renessa Erie, Charlotte Lamaster, Michael Ivy, Cuddle Cups, that sounds fun. Megan with no last name, Angela Barclay or Barkley, depending. Brad Cooper, probably not. Ferris Green, Joni with no last name, Crystal Thompson, and all of our patrons. You guys are the greatest.
Thank you so much, everybody. You fantastic, fucking wonderful heroes. We appreciate everything you do for us, sticking by us all the time, and hanging out with us for 10 years and 520 episodes of Crime and Sports now. Thank you so much. You want to follow us on social media, really find out anything, Shut Up and Give Me Murder is the place to go. So go there, find us. We'll see you there. Keep coming back and seeing us live from the Crime and Sports studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.